If there's one series I almost never get tired of talking about, it's Sonic. Tell me something. What good is the ability to run at the speed of sound if the places you're running through aren't very interesting? Thankfully, we have more than enough amazing games with fun zones to blast process through. These are simply the 10 zones I find the most fun, memorable, or iconic in some areas. Some rules first. 1. I am limiting this to one zone per game. However, if a level appears in multiple games, I'm taking all of its appearances into account. Please remember that this is purely my opinion, and let me know your favorites in the comment section below. But with that said, fasten your seatbelts and get ready to go up, over, and gone. Let's do this thing! When you're making a place in a video game, theming is crucial to making it well loved. You can make Green Hill as complex as you like, but it's still just the same grassland we've seen for the last over 30 years. Variety is the spice of life, and when you reach the haunted ship in Sonic Rush Adventure, whew, you better have some milk beside you. I'm sorry, am I playing Sonic or Donkey Kong Country 2? Possible inspiration aside, Haunted Ship is one of the coolest places to come out of the Sonic DS duology. Or Trilogy if you count Colors DS like I do. The entire place is overrun with ghosts that, unlike Adventure 2, can be easily disposed of thanks to Sonic and Blaze's boosts. While exploring this termite paradise, you can traverse the tops of sails, or even the cargo hold, as well as get shot out of a cannon. Also, since this is the fourth world in the game, it has the appropriate amount of challenge to it. But I do have to dock points for creativity, because despite not seeing anything like this from any Sonic game, we have seen it in games like Super Mario World, and as said earlier, Donkey Kong Country 2. But if there's one thing I always remember about this place, it's the amazing music. I had this as an honorable mention in that Speedy 10 I should probably delete, but I'd say this be number 11. Listen for yourself. Awesome. When I saw that Crisis City was going to be remastered in Generations, I was so happy. But I feel there was another level in that game that deserved it too. You know that one level you played once and didn't think much of, but when you thought about it and replayed it again, you realized how much you loved it? That's my relation with Sonic 06's Kingdom Valley, because so much works here that I didn't notice at first. Like I said earlier, theming is very important, and this one has a surprisingly original concept, an abandoned castle in Soliana that was eroded away by the water at the bottom. Wow. Ignoring the Rouge mission in Shadow Story and the Mach Speed section in Sonic's, there wasn't a lot I could complain about here. The level's infused with a lot of really fun elements, like grinding on wind rails, using the debris to create paths, and using tight ropes to jump. But my favorite element is the fact that you can navigate various parts of the level by hanging on the talons of a giant frickin' eagle. The music is also really cool. This gives the place a somewhat mysterious vibe. But the one playing right now, titled Water, gives the Mach Speed section and this part of Silver's Kingdom Valley so much more life. I honestly think if this level debuted in a better game, it'd be a fan favorite. But as it is now, it's still my favorite in this mess of a game that I still love for whatever reason. Sonic water levels, oh boy. These tend to be some of the most disliked levels in Sonic's history, but in some cases, they become fan favorites, like Colors Aquarium Park, or Sonic 3's Hydrocity. Weirdly, the one I chose for the list isn't in either of those categories. Point is, Sonic CD is underappreciated. Ironic how a water level is about to get me flamed, but hear me out. Why is this my favorite water level in Sonic as well as my favorite zone in CD? Put simply, it's one of the few classic zones where the water complements the platforming in my opinion. Also, despite these kinds of levels having a reputation for being slow going, this water zone was one of the first in the series where you can actually go fast, even before Sonic 3. The gimmicks found within Tidal Tempest are pretty neat, like these tubes that can take Sonic to new areas, or these white fireballs that don't hurt you but rather act as a wind box. It feels unique because of these, but also because these segments where going underwater is mandatory are never annoying. The level encourages exploration, which I really like, especially when searching high and low for the robot generators. Finally, the music. Sonic CD has a fantastic soundtrack, and this is a highlight in both the Japanese and American soundtracks. While it might be a wash to some, Tidal Tempest remains my favorite water level in any game to this day. First things first, that freaking music! It sets up the atmosphere of an amazing aerial clash of good and evil. Egg Fleet is one of the more non-linear levels in Heroes. Even at the very beginning, you have a choice as to which direction you want to go. Now, granted, you end up in the same place, but it's still pretty neat. The setting is also amazing. You're in the clouds, so you can demolish Eggman's armada, and the defenses he has up are no joke. There are cannons with surprisingly good range, giant robots with troubling defense, and laser grids they have to spin dash under. The stage complements Hero's team gimmick perfectly. It has rising poles for the speedsters to spin up, as well as ring trails to light dash on. Heavy platforming sections that were made for the flyers, and the enemy groups and the previously mentioned cannons that our powerhouses can't wait to turn into scrap. It's all fantastic. There's even propeller sections that can net you more rings or power-up balloons. My only complaint is one that applies to a lot of zones in Sonic Heroes. The rail sections. Grinding is bad in this game. Thankfully it's not too bad in this level, but I still dread them every time I see one come up. But that doesn't take too much away from such a fantastic level. Also, I love the designs of Eggman ships. That's not too important, but it is still cool. The Chaotix mission f***ing sucked though! As if you didn't see this coming. I know it's a cliche choice, but Chemical Plant isn't a fan favorite for nothing. The setting is really cool, and was very unexpected for a Sonic game at the time. Granted, this was the very second game, but it was still very interesting. Also, I can't mention this place without thinking about its amazing music. Have a listen. As for the level design, it's fantastic. Sure, back in Sonic 2 it was short and easy, save for this part that nobody likes, but come Generations, holy crap! Aside from Rooftop Run, Chemical Plant might be my favorite zone of the game. Act 2 especially, look at all this! You ride on cranes, run on the Mega Mac, and near the end you cause the plant itself to start blowing up. Dang, that's cool! Mania also added a lot of really neat stuff, especially in its Act 2. My favorite being these syringes that inject the terrain with bounce power to make the stage even more fun. Along with my favorite Eggman boss in the game with my favorite music in the game. I'm even fine with how Sonic Forces handled it, even if the music isn't as good in any of the 3 acts. Chemical Plant is a fan favorite for a dang good reason, and unlike Green Hill, I look forward to seeing this revisited because of the new ideas that could be brought. Aesthetic is one of the best things in Sonic games. The levels, along with having good designs and music, need an enticing theme. This is why people gravitate towards levels like Sky Sanctuary and a few you saw earlier. But Sonic Advance 2 really nailed it with its 3rd stage. I absolutely adore music. Aside from gameplay, it's my favorite part about video gaming, and seeing an entire level based around it pretty much floored me. Music Plant is one of the most bright and colorful zones in all of Sonic, and the platforming elements are really creative. You can bounce off piano keys to get to higher places, strings are replaced by cymbals, you can bounce off the notes on music sheets, and you can get shot into the air like a cannon with what I believe is either a trumpet or a tuba. Despite the fact the level's slightly on the easy side, this place is amazing. You get a lot of speed, the place is pure eye candy, and it's extremely fun. Most of the time. As sad as it is, some of the hazards are placed very jerkishly, but I honestly can't find anything else wrong. The level is not only fantastic and creative, but also extremely unique. And hearing all that said about a zone is music to my ears. No lo siento. Sonic 3 and Knuckles had a lot of amazing levels. I was very close to picking Hydrocity, but the Flying Battery had more to it. Remember how in Egg Fleet you infiltrated Eggman's ships? Well, in Flying Battery you navigate the insides of them and destroy them from the inside out. That's pretty awesome, but the level design is even better. To put it simply, the level is insane! There's a lot of speed, fun platforming, unexpected things happening left and right, but expecting the unexpected is how you traverse the Flying Battery. lowering monkey bars, getting launched by fire pipes to higher places, and even pushing spikes to get to the super rings. But the absolute best part, aside from the phenomenal music, is that crazy atmosphere this level has. On your first playthrough, you'll never see any of the stage's many gimmicks coming, especially in Mania when it brings back elements from Sonic 2's Wing Fortress like the enemies and floating over midair fans. Mania's flying battery also does something I love, having the electric shield's magnet properties used as a puzzle element by having Sonic walk on ceilings. I can understand others finding it too gimmicky and chaotic, but personally, that's what I love about this entire stage. Sonic Unleashed's entire aesthetic was absolutely brilliant. Every location in the game is based on a real-world country or continent. Honestly, it makes me wish the overseas title, Sonic World Adventure, was kept here in America. Every place in this game would be a great contender for this list, except Eggman Land. But Chunnan gave me everything that I love. Dragon Road's entire aesthetic is based around Asia, more specifically China. The lanterns, music, fireworks, and structures throughout the levels really tie the entire locale together. It's really fun too. Challenging, but fair, much like the rest of the game. Not you! But there are other fun set pieces like running on water, riding on fireworks, navigating spinning platforms, various parts using the light dash, and starting Act 1 by running on what looks like the Great Wall. All of this also extends to the nighttime version of Chunnan, with the energetic music and fun platforming puzzles. Not to mention how Chunnan is where Sonic learns the air boost, which I honestly find weird that he can't do already, but it's still a nice skill. While others would have said Rooftop Run, Dragon Road did more for me as a level and as a world. I love it a lot. Without a doubt, my favorite 3D Sonic stage.
Oh wow, Sonic 1? This high up? Is it Green Hill?
Not even close. Usually when people think of Sonic 1, they think of Green Hill or Marble Zone. Yes, they're very iconic, but the Scrap Brain Zone is way more fun in my opinion. Much like what I said about Flying Battery Zone earlier, if you don't know what's in this place, you will die several times. There are tricks and traps everywhere. Fire pipes in tricky places, buzzsaws that travel every which way, flipping platforms, floors that collapse and replace, and electric rods. There are also some tricky platforming segments involving conveyor belts, the falling floors I said earlier, and these weird wheels that Sonic can run on and increase jump height from. If Scrap Brain had a proper Act 3, it'd be a harder choice between first and second place. But no, Scrap Brain Act 3 is Labyrinth Zone Act 4. I do not like Labyrinth Zone. Granted, Act 4 is somewhat fun, but a third act with more of what I loved in Zones 1 and 2 would have been so much better. To sum it up, I friggin' love this stage. It keeps you on your toes, the music's fitting, and it's very difficult but still fair despite Act 2 having no checkpoints. But we still have one more stage to go. Mania's level design is something else. Multiple times in this video I've talked about level aesthetic, but this one takes the cake. Scratch that. The entire bakery's been taken. Both acts of this Hedgehog Heaven are brilliant in so many ways. The first act is based entirely around a printing press, which is not only unique, but very creatively designed. You use belts of Eggman propaganda newspaper to bounce to higher places. Talk about some uplifting news. You also avoid being crushed by these presses, and can break open wooden crates using Mighty's Stomp attack. Sounds cool, right? You ain't seen nothing yet. Look at Act 2. It's beautiful. My first time seeing this place, I haven't been that mesmerized by any video game since first playing Super Mario Galaxy. The place has cherry blossom trees everywhere and is covered with snow. I love how this place looks so much, and the special gimmicks really work well with the speed and platforming. Jumping on logs being cut down by machines, being frozen and breaking through blocks of ice with rings or power-ups, and jumping on cherry blossom branches. Press Garden, in general, is a beautiful stage, and I haven't even mentioned the fantastic music as well as its slight difficulty. It is the 5th level in the game. Press Garden is not only my favorite level in the series, but possibly in all of gaming. This is Alex S. Warrior, and man am I excited for the Sonic 2 movie and Frontiers. See you in the next video. Goodbye!
Never turn back.